is 2008, and behind all that smoke is a Dodge Challenger. And in the early 70s, this car, along with the Camaro and the Mustang, were simply known as muscle cars. It was all about the horsepower. But again, that was the early 70s. Many Canadians, including our viewers, weren't even a glint in their father's eye. Well, this week we're at the Portland International Raceway for the world launch of the 2015 Challenger. And again, if you weren't around in those days, you might be wondering, is this car really relevant? Is it a true contemporary vehicle? Is it still a good business opportunity for Chrysler, or is it all about nostalgia? Let's find out.
The challenge really has been to capture the passion that we had in the original Challenger and try to, I would say, really execute that same kind of feeling for the interior from the original car. The fan base really loves their Challenger, but they don't want you to screw it up, and especially someone who has a classic car and they buy the new car to represent the classic car, but to drive it every day.
The new 2015 is designed based off the 1971 model, so you'll see the front split grille design on it, as well as in the back the split tail lamp, so catching on some of the cues of that, as well as the hood as well. So there's a few new hoods in the lineup as well, so you'll see that. And again, bringing some of the modern features to life as well, with some of the latest in LED and projector headlamps, as well as LED fog lamps. So it really gives it a fun, menacing look.
The volume seller in Canada will be the 3.6-liter V6 with 305 horsepower. But as we said, muscle cars are all about muscle. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Hellcat.
We started with our proven 6.4 Apache engine, and then we went from there in terms of let's get to a power level and a on-road performance level that will really, be inspirational from performance. So you've heard already about 707 horsepower as a peak, and you may have heard about 650 foot-pounds at 4,800 RPM as a peak. But to me, the thing I really enjoyed telling people about is 411 foot-pounds at 1,200 RPM, which gives you the great on-road experience of being able to have that performance as soon as you are ready for it, regardless of the situation.
The Hellcat can get hot real fast. So what they've done, they've added 50% more intake along the grille. They also have a functional air intake and vents. But what I really like is that is not a light. That's an actual air intake that takes air directly into the air box to keep this engine happy. And like the rest of this car, I think that's kind of cool.
I think fundamentally you have to have a halo car. If you look at GM, it's the Corvette and the Z06. If you look at Ford, it would be the Mustang Shelby GT500 or something along that line. You look at Dodge, they really don't have anything. Yes, they've got the Viper, right? But the Viper is such a niche car. It's ugly, it's uncomfortable, you can't drive the damn thing in the city. It's everything a muscle car should not be. This thing, on the other hand, the Challenger with the Hellcat engine, you can drive it like a pussycat around town. But you get out on a straight piece of road and you stand on that gas pedal and 707 horsepower start charging through to the rear wheels, you better have very, very large chromium plated you-know-whats. And the noise. They've gone to the extent of putting in an 18-speaker stereo system. Why would anybody want to do that when you can actually listen to the exhaust note? And it's a straight-through system. When it switches to the wide-open throttle, it bypasses the muffler, and you get all of that delightful sound coming out the back end.
You know, it's hard to find anything wrong with this new Challenger. It is simply a muscle car, and it could be the best one yet. Yes, fuel economy has improved 12%. With all due respect, if that concerns you, you have no business getting behind the wheel. What this car does, it's all about the horsepower. It does two things when you put your foot on the gas pedal. It gives you that sweet exhaust note, and it immediately puts a smile on your face. And you know, it shouldn't be any more complicated than that.